She is the woman behind everything, including the session. She is she's our secretary, and she is a Maulana Azad PG graduate and a PG and an ICO fellow in vitreoretinal from University of Regensburg, Germany. She's founder and chairperson of Tirupati Eye Center. She's very dynamic, and I personally am very impressed with her ways and thought processes. She's going to talk about looking beyond lockdowns. Who better than us know about lockdowns, the curfews, and the kind of, the sudden backup of businesses. And when we say lockdown, I think that is what saved us, because it was basically isolation. It was to do with contact tracing, and it was to do really a very stringent way to go ahead with vaccines. Dr. Mohita, all yours to talk about it.
Thank you so much, Aarti. And an amazing talk by Soumya. Really, really inspiring work, and very, very impressed with whatever she did. And in fact, COVID is something which shook all of us. But there are some of us like her who actually took it and started working towards it. And it's really very, very inspiring the way you could do it. Now, what I'm talking about is a kind of a similar topic, looking beyond lockdowns. I'm just sharing some of my experience as to what I have been up to during lockdowns and COVID period in the last 1.5 years. So COVID times were difficult times for everybody, and we all started thinking as to what we should do. And whenever there are difficult and challenging times, we had lots of time also. So difficult and challenging times tend to make us a little selfish, because it is ultimately the survival of the fittest. And we start looking at what we could do for ourselves. So this is one time that I realized I also started thinking, how should I improve my profile further? And two things came into my mind last year. One was that research is like an unfulfilled dream, and let's start looking at research, and let's build our hospital more towards research. And second was, I was already the secretary of Indian Medical Association Noida chapter, which is a lot of gossip and a lot of work, but also a lot of limelight. So I thought, let me hog a little in this limelight, because there is an opportunity also. These were truly my thoughts. And so as I realize now that challenging times do make you a little selfish. So we started working on writing some articles and publications, which was never there in our profile. And Neha is also here. So me and Dr. Neha were the only ones left in the hospital, because most of the people disappeared also, because some were scared of COVID, some got COVID, etc., etc. And we thought, we don't know much about publication, but let's try. And we started doing this. And to our surprise, in the last 1.5 years, we have 7 published articles in index journals. We set up our site for trainings, and we did a lot of, we read a lot about research. And today we have 4 research projects. 2 of them are clinical trials. And we have an invitation for 1 book chapter, which we are writing. So we thought, overall, we thought we did well in the last 1.5 years. And this is what we were looking for. However, when all this was, while you are trying to improve your profile, there is something which comes to your mind, and that is what I call beyond duty. And for me, call beyond duty is always Women Ophthalmologists Society, or WOS. As we started working towards research, we started working towards research in WOS, and I'm very, very happy and proud to be projecting this slide, because WOS started working towards DST projects, and it is the first time that government is honored WOS, and because of this research interest of ours. And first and foremost, I've put the picture of Dr. Neha Jain, because she's, I would say, I give her all credit for everything that happened. And these are the 3 ladies, Dr. Nisha Chauhan, Dr. Mezabeen Rahman, and our dear own Swati Tomar, who were awarded with these DST projects. And it was really amazing. And this was, better than what I could have ever thought that I could have built up on my profile. So this was like something which was like the biggest achievement. This slide is, I would say, my biggest achievement in these 1.5 years. And we also got a special issue of Red with IGO, which was again a very big, I think, is a very big responsibility, but very big achievement for boss. So I always feel that something which is for others always gives you more happiness than whatever you try to do for yourself, though you always try with your own self, and then you realize, okay, the happiness lies somewhere else. Secondly, let me come to Indian Medical Association. As I said, I started working a lot for IMA, and IMA means a lot of coverage in newspapers, Hindi ones and some English ones also, and my family members were calling me up and saying, wow, you are in newspapers everywhere, and I was feeling happy. Then something called Call Beyond Duty came, which means that I found that some of our members were suffering like anything because there were, the government policies were still not built and they were being penalized. So I thought, let me go beyond myself and hogging all the limelight, and I took up a fight with the authorities. I had a fight with the DM. I had to fight with the DM of Noida. I had to, write a letter to the chief secretary, and everybody said, why are you doing this? You are, unnecessarily, you are going into the bad books of all the big wigs. So, but then I realized that no, this has to be done, and change did come. Everything, whatever we asked for, they listened to it. And again, the newspapers, but this time the newspapers didn't make any difference on me. Then secondly, this was last month itself. Again, one politician wrote against our members, and everybody said, don't speak up. But I said, we have to speak up because this is what we are here for. And I was even told that you would be murdered because you are speaking against an MLA. I said, let me be murdered, but I am not happy like this. I just numbers are when people are speaking against doctors who are supposed to be COVID warriors. And ultimately, this was also set right. And finally, the realization in all these lockdown periods was money is not important, fame is not important, taking a call is important, and a small change that you can bring in adverse situations is the most important. And when you work for others with a good intention, indirectly you yourself also get benefited. So these small changes are the changes which are the call beyond duty, and these are the ones which will actually make a big change in the world. Thank you so much.